Jimmy Capiello from Somerville, Mass. versus Julio Torres, Paulie, from Springfield. This is at 150 pounds. Torres at 150. Capiello at 162. You're giving away 12. You're almost mixing weight classes.
Yeah, 12 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight to have over another opponent, boy, and that should show effective in this fight, unless the other guy lands. But I've seen the lighter guy knock out a heavier guy many times, but as the fights go longer and longer, that weight makes a big difference.
Pete McGowan is our cameraman. We're at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, home of the Gold Gloves. This is a pro card. Nice house tonight. One of the Bennies, of course, having these fights. All the beautiful women here, too, as well. So Capiello, Dove Spring Company, waiting for Julio Torres. Now, later on our docket, Mickey Ward is fighting Gennaro Andujar. And then Bash Ali, the Nigerian Nightmare, he's going to be fighting Sean Jones, and they're going to try to reenact the nuclear war that took place a few months ago. It's been a nice, exciting evening of fights. After this fight, though, we're going to be having an intermission.
On the road there, Springs, is it?
It's Dove Spring. Well, we're going to take a break because I guess they're having trouble coaxing Julio Torres out of the locker room. We'll be right back. You're watching Atlantic Boxing Television. We're getting ready. Jimmy Capiello versus Julio Torres. Now Jim Tuberosa is paging him. We're waiting for Julio Torres to show. If not, Paul, are you ready to go a few?
Well, I could go about 3, I guess. I don't know. I can't go more than that. Tin cannon around.
You still work out on a regular basis. Fighting has shown you more than just physical strength. It's shown you mental strength as well.
Yes, I like to work out a little bit and hit the bags. It's good for me. It relaxes me, and you like to keep on doing it. It's good physically and mentally, and I do it like 4 times a week.
Well, here comes Julio Torres as he makes his way into the arena. We have 2 fights after this. He's accompanied by Almas Rivera. Now, what about Springfield fighters? Have they always had a reputation of being tough fighters, or has it only been in the last, say, 20 years?
Well, Springfield always had good fighters out there. Good fight clubs out there for years, and they have good fighters out there. You know, Springfield is back a few years back. They didn't have much recreation, so they always have these little clubs, and Lowell, as well as Lowell does, and these surrounding towns on the outskirts of Massachusetts have a lot of good boxing clubs, and we see that there as we go to the amateur fights and the pro fights. These kids that come out from New Hampshire and out of the realm of Boston to the very Worcester, Berkshire areas are good fighters because they have good little clubs out there, and you always see some good fighters coming.
Well, here's Jim Tuberosa. Jimmy Capiello, undefeated at 6-0. What about Somerville fighters, Paulie?
There's some good fighters in Somerville and around the city. Somerville's always had some good boxers, and from the beginning of boxing right up until today, you got
to be tough to live there.
Yeah, well, it'd be tough to live anywhere, but in the surrounding cities of Boston, in the big cities, you get tough kids. You get kids that want to be fighters, and they give all their time to it. You know.
Round 1, Capiello in the white trunks, Torres in the red trunks. Capiello from Somerville at 6-0. He's the fighter. Torres, lean and lanky. He's out of Springfield, Mass. Capiello has a promising career ahead of him, Paulie, at 6-0 right now.
Yeah. I think I've seen this kid fight before. He's a good puncher when he's got his good abilities. You can see he moves well and knows what he's doing. Executing his punches nice, and you're going to see a good fighter in this kid.
Well, the welcome wagon just arrived for Torres. He took his time getting into the ring. And Capiello landed a barrage there. And Torres, the only advantage he has here is height, and I think that will wither away at some point. He seems to be wobbled already. You can hear the crowd with chants of Cappy. From Somerville, he's got a great crowd here. Again, Paulie, this thing is filling up here at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium.
Yep, the crowd just seemed to come a little late here tonight and filled up a little more, but Johnny did need more people here tonight to help with the boxing, and especially the more the crowd comes, the more they pay to get in, the better chance Johnny has to run fights, because you need to make money to pay these fighters and to be able to have money to run another fight. And this is a great place to run fights, but it is expensive running the fight, and we need a bigger crowd and more people interested. And by the cable, showing the cable and showing people fights, that's helped bring people to these fights.
And both major Boston magazines are here. The Lowell Sun is here, of course, who have always been the grandfather of amateur fights here in the Lowell area. Right now, a wild left hand by Torres, who landed a telling uppercut to Capiello earlier on. Capiello trying to lean in with the left hand. And Torres being backed up and exchanges blows with Capiello. In fact, he landed a couple of lefts to the head of Capiello. Now misses wildly with the right hand, and then it culminates with a left hand. Torres now doing most of the punching here and staggers Capiello and moves him to the center of the ring, but not before Capiello leads a hard right hand. He landed it, and you can see that Torres is wincing on that one, Paul.
Yes, Torres seems to be throwing now desperation blows. Good left hook by Torres. And if Capiello can just hang in there and land some punches, Torres looks like he's about ready to hand it in. But he's dangerous at any time and any moment.
Jim Kazalowski is the referee. His wife is expecting a baby at any moment. Capiello, Jimmy, 6-0 from Somerville in the white trunks. Julio Torres from Springfield in the red trunks. That is the end of round one. Torres raising his right hand. Crowd responding here, Paulie. We're getting warmed up. The two marquee bouts are only moments away.
The last two bouts are 2 10-rounders. Coming up, am I right on that, John?
That's right, Paulie. Big ones. The Bash Ali fight and the Mickey Ward. But not to look ahead of this fight. Capiello coming in, when you look at these two fighters next to each other, you say, oh, there's a distinct advantage for Capiello. Once the fight got underway, though Torres showed himself to be a game fighter.
Yeah, Torres is very relaxed up there, though. He's dangerous, very dangerous fighter. He throws them long arms. Capiello's got to watch out if he get caught coming in. Capiello's got to stay in close to this Torres. He's got to be right on top of him all the time. Don't give him room to punch.